Have you ever noticed modern life feels wrong? Not just stressful, but wrong. Like your brain is struggling to keep up with something it was never built for. People can't focus, silence feels uncomfortable, boredom feels painful. Millions of people wake up and immediately reach for a screen before even talking to another human being. And over the last decade, anxiety, loneliness, depression, and emotional numbness have exploded across the planet. But what if this isn't happening because humans are weak? What if modern life itself is psychologically incompatible with the human brain? For almost all of human history, your brain has evolved for a completely different world. A world filled with silence, nature, slowness, small tribes, deep human connection, and real danger. But in less than 100 years, humanity created smartphones, infinite scrolling, artificial light, algorithmic entertainment, constant notifications, digital social hierarchies, endless comparison, and nonstop stimulation. And the terrifying part is, we still don't fully understand what this is doing to the human mind. Because right now, billions of people are participating in the largest psychological experiment in human history, without even realizing it. Something changed in the human brain. Just a few years ago, people could sit through long conversations, books, movies, quiet moments. And now, many people struggle to watch a 10-second video clip without switching to another one. Why? At first, scientists thought the problem was laziness, but something didn't add up. Because the same people who couldn't focus on homework could scroll social media for 5 hours straight. That is not an attention deficit. That's attention hijacking. Modern technology discovered something terrifying about the human brain. Your attention is programmable. Every swipe, every notification, every unpredictable dopamine hit trains the brain to crave stimulation constantly. And once the brain adapts to hyperstimulation, normal life starts feeling emotionally invisible. Suddenly walking feels boring, reading feels exhausting, conversations feel slow, stillness feels unbearable. Not because reality changed, but because your brain did. However, attention might not be the real problem, because something much darker may be happening underneath it. For most of the human existence, humans were never surrounded by constant noise. There were no feeds, no notifications, no endless constant streams. Your brain had space to think, space to reflect, space to feel. Now, silence has almost disappeared from human life, and something strange is happening because of it. People are becoming afraid of being alone with their own minds. Watch what happens when someone sits in silence now. Within seconds, they grab their phone, open an app, play music, search for stimulation. Why? Because modern technology doesn't just entertain us anymore, it protects us from feeling. And that changes people's psychological experiences. Because when humans lose silence, they often lose self-awareness too. But the scariest effect of modern life isn't distraction, it's emotional rewiring. Because the internet may actually be changing the way that human experiences emotion itself. Human emotion evolved in small tribes. You were never supposed to emotionally process thousands of opinions, global tragedy, endless outrage, millions of attractive people, infinite comparison, constant bad news. But now, your nervous system absorbs all of it daily. And your brain treats digital experiences as real experiences. That means online rejection feels real. Comparison feels real. Social exclusion feels real. Even though none of it is physically happening. And algorithms learn something disturbing. Strong emotions keep humans online longer. Especially outrage, fear, insecurity, comparison, anger. So the internet slowly became optimized, not for human happiness, but for human attention. And those are not the same thing. But that isn't even the strangest part of it all, because modern life may also be changing what humans want. Your brain evolved in a world where dopamine was tied to survival, finding food, building relationships, exploring, achieving goals. Now, modern technology delivers artificial dopamine instantly, without effort. without waiting, without struggle, and the human brain was never prepared for that. So something bizarre happens. The more stimulation people consume, the less pleasure normal life creates. This is why people feel numb, motivation disappears, hobbies don't feel exciting anymore, real life feels flat compared to screens. Because reality cannot compete with algorithms designed by thousands of engineers whose job it is to maximize human engagement. Think about how unnatural this is. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans had to struggle for stimulation. Now, a teenager can experience more dopamine spikes in one night of scrolling social media than many ancient humans experienced in weeks. And this may explain the biggest paradox in modern life. Humans are more connected than ever before, yet loneliness is exploding. We have infinite entertainment, yet millions of people feel emotionally empty. We have unlimited communication, yet people feel deeply misunderstood. Why? Because the human brain evolved for depth, slowness, presence, tribe, meaning. Modern life gives us speed, noise, stimulation, comparison, and endless novelty. And novelty is not the same thing as fulfillment. The brain can confuse stimulation for meaning temporarily, but eventually, something feels missing. That's why so many people secretly feel exhausted after hours of being online. Not physically, but psychologically. And maybe the strangest part of all of this is that nobody knows where this ends, because humanity has never experienced anything like this before. Never in history have billions of human brains been connected to algorithms capable of influencing attention, emotion, identity, desire, belief, or behavior in real time. And the scariest part is, most people think this is normal. But future generations may look back at this era at the same way we look back at cigarettes, something humanity normalized, before fully understanding the consequences. Your brain is not broken. It may simply be overwhelmed by an environment it was never designed to be in. And maybe understanding that changes everything. Because once you realize modern life is pulling your mind apart, you start protecting your attention differently. You start protecting silence differently. You start protecting emotions differently. And maybe the real battle of modern life is not productivity, status, or success. Maybe it's whether humans can remain psychologically human inside a world increasingly designed to hijack the human mind.